Digging holes, digging holes, and digging holes. The guy's got it. He still got it.
It's fucking infuriating to me.
What was it? Was it another Camp WWE? Because that was fucking gross. That was horrible. Who wrote that? Who wrote that? Seth Green. That guy should be taken out back and beaten to death. What's that?
What didn't you like about Camp WWE?
What do you mean? You know what it was? It was just very poorly written. Like, the animation wasn't bad. It was just very poorly written, and the jokes were garbage. It was like, and the thing is, I'm all for swearing. I love, a good swear, especially in a cartoon. It adds, it's cartoon swearing, whatever. But at the same time, there was unnecessary swearing in that show. Like, no joke, no punchline, no nothing. Just say the F or say fucking shit and whatever. And they were saying it for no reason, no jokes. And, that made me upset. Because it wasn't even like, it was just like excessive swearing for no reason. And then after that, you could tell, they're like, well, no swearing at all. And I'm like, well, no, that's not what you do. You need to go in the middle,
Yeah.
You need good jokes.
Make it mean something.
You got to tell a story. You guys, Vince, you should know all about this. Tell Seth Green to tell a story, not just to get his shit in with the swear words.
I like that. It's just like any wrestling match. You have to make the high spots mean something. Cursing is a high spot in cartoons. You can't just bombard people with high spots.
You got to hit a couple arm drags and drop kicks before you hit a dive over the top. And
this could start a Fightful feud. Who has the best hair, Matt Riddle or Elias Theodorou?
Who's Elias Theodorou?
Oh man, well, you should know who the hell he is. He's our Tuesday Fightful MMA co-host, but he is a UFC fighter. Ooh. Now I know you don't follow a lot of UFC now. I think he's 5-1 in the UFC. I think.
And he's still in the UFC?
Yeah, they don't cut everybody who has a winning record, if you believe that.
Shit.
He's 4-1 in the UFC. Also, he won 2 fights on The Ultimate Fighter. So he's 6-1. He fights in a couple weeks. But let me show you what you're going up against here, buddy.
Let me see.
This is what you're battling here. Look at those locks.
Whoa. Holy
He's got
shit.
a Pert Plus sponsorship.
I think he's got me beat.
Man, sometimes you just got to know when your time has come. And that man's got some locks.
He's got some locks.
Nothing against yours. I think, hey, ain't nothing wrong with silver.
Oh, man, nothing wrong with silver. I was not expecting you to pull up a stallion like that with hair like that. I thought I had this motherfucker in the back. Who's booking the talent for this crew? Because they just love good hair, I'm guessing.
Apparently,
yes.
Well, except for me. Listen, we got a bald guy on Mondays. My hair's really fine. I can't grow out my hair. It's like cat
I wonder
hair.
how much Pert Plus he really uses, because I barely use any shampoo or conditioner, and that's how I keep my hair stallion.
Look at this. Look at that guy. That's how much he uses. 6 bottles, perhaps. And look, here's a brilliant one. He calls it the main event. Get it?
I get it. The guy's a showman.
Yeah, he's a big pro wrestling fan, too.
I could imagine. The guy's got it. 5-1. Keep going, bro. I know who you are now. Me and Dustin had a great match. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Joey Styles, bro. I know what you're talking about, dude. Yeah, it happens. I think there's a big misconception and a big miscommunication of why Joey was fired. I like Joey. I'm a fan. I'm a friend, but Joey wasn't fired for what he said. And now what I'm about to say might not make sense. But, it wasn't it's not like the joke of what he said. It's like what we were told not to say before the event started in an email that Friday. And then his delivery of what he said, he literally said, well, I know we were told not to say this.
Yeah.
And then said something. And it's like, bro. It's like I was literally right behind the curtain. And I was like, this is outrageous. Gabe was not too happy.
So is he like visibly angry about this?
I would say visibly. I would say visibly angry is an understatement. Yes.
Speaking of your boy, look at this. Look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. Look at this thing. Look at that.
Your boy.
That's
Is that real? Is that
real? That's real.
Yeah. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
How many
you don't have a your boy shirt. You don't have one.
How
Bitch in
many
your catchphrase, do you?
How many sales do you have to warrant?
How
about this? Wrestling tees.
Try 1 million sales.
Dude, if you had 1 million sales, you wouldn't be doing this podcast right now.
Yeah, would I be shilling my shirts even more? Has anybody ever tried to shoot on you in the ring, either playfully or seriously?
Of course.
Really?
Of course, multiple times. Not during matches?
Yeah.
I would say like Gulak, whenever that's my matches with Gulak. Like I only had one, but it was pretty good early on in my career because he would just be fight me and I'd just beat him up and then he'd start fighting back, and stuff like that rather than here's the spots,
Yeah.
And then yeah. So
how do you feel about that? Do you like it? Do you take it as
I personally prefer that. I'd rather kind of shoot back and forth and like this weekend I'm wrestling David Starr at CZW and there's I'm not calling anything. I'm just gonna go out there and because I watched our last match and the only parts of the match I didn't like was when we were actually calling spots and running around. Not saying we can't you could be hey, I might dive on you this many times, do this, and I'm okay. And then at some point we're wrestling and then we strike and then I go flying out of the ring and then you go dive and do your spot. That's cool, I'll remember that. I don't need to know exactly where it is.
Sure.
Just mention a move you're gonna do. That'll happen. Companies do that. I don't like it.
I think there's more to this than you're telling me, Matt.
What do you mean? With this TNA stuff? I haven't heard.
Look at me in the face, Matt. I got the light on you.
I see you. I'm looking right into.
Have you spoken to TNA Wrestling?
I have not. The last time I spoke to TNA Wrestling was the Smashing Pumpkins dude, Billy Corgan, right?
Corgan.
Corgan.
Have you shared a meal with Jeff Jarrett?
No. I'm literally about to fly to Germany in literally a couple hours.
Have you been gifted one of these laser engraved guitars?
No. You're the only guy with the laser guitar on the show.
I am not the only one. Those things are sounding like crazy. Right after I bought it, they had Jeff come in and sign a bunch of them. And after I bought that one for $30, they're now selling for 180.
Stop it. Stop it. There's stop.
Undertaker is back.
I know. I
see
saw
that?
He made a SmackDown appearance, right? On the 900th episode.
And said that he is back. I was
now,
like,
is he working?
Damn.
Is he working dark show, house shows and stuff like that?
I don't know about that. He got on the mic and he said, I don't want to make WrestleMania define me. And I thought that was going to mean, hey, I'm not wrestling anymore at WrestleMania. Instead, he goes, no, I'm back. I'm digging grave or digging holes and taking souls, is what he said.
Digging holes. Digging holes and taking souls.
That's him.
The guy's got it. He still got it. Still got it.
Jesus Christ, Matt. That's actually what the crowd chanted at him.
That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. Digging.
You gotta stop.
I know how to brace myself. I know how to land flat. I wrestle barefoot, bro.
Oh, surprise, surprise, Matt Riddle. You want to pop up and shock me by wearing a shirt with my face on it? Look who's here. It's Stokely Hathaway.
What's up, Riddle? How's it going, bro?
Bro, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Hey, that's a nice belt, man. That's a nice belt. Hey, I just want to say I hope you're 100% for next weekend because you should be, because, you know, you're going to be wrestling the best.
I am. I know. I got Tim next week.
Yeah. Yeah. So, listen, do me a favor. Take care of that belt. Shine it up. Make it look nice. So at the end of the night, you can present it to me. I'll pass it on to Tim, and we can celebrate. All right?
I can't believe it. Stokely Hathaway invading the BroCast. This is blowing my mind.
You all right? You good? Good?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm trying to comprehend.
Matt got hot at me.
With this, Sean?
Matt got hot at me because a couple weeks ago I said Trent Seven was going to beat him, so I had to have somebody else on the show that would tell him he's going to lose. Maybe he can be hot at Stokely Hathaway. How's this going to work, Stokely?
Hey, listen, I'm the middleman. I'm just passing the message. That's all. So, you know, it's no need to get mad at me. I'm just saying.
I am speechless. I've been blindsided.
On your own show,
I come to my place of employment, and this is Stokely Hathaway threatens my title.
You know what?
How many belts do you have?
I have a lot. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at this catch wrestling, sport wrestling, MMA.
Is Timothy Thatcher going to come for all of them? That's what I want to know. Is Timothy Thatcher going to come for every one of those titles, including the Naga Championship that Matt has over there?
Ooh.
We're going to start with the WWN Championship first. All right? We're going to start with that one first.
Keep it simple. It's the biggest title out of all of them. The WWN Super title. It's a title that reigns over all other titles.
That's true. It's a super title. So
yeah, I'll be honest. I love the Atlas title, but that's only a title for heavyweights. You can't even wrestle me unless you're over 205. But this title, anybody can wrestle me for it from anywhere. It's crazy.
Anywhere.
Well, you know.
How much does Timothy Thatcher weigh?
He's like 230.
I don't know. I'm thinking a good. Oh shit! I was about to say 220.
I know
giving him some credit.
I know Tim's stats. You know, you might walk him out to the ring, but you know, when it comes to brass tacks, I know everything about Tim.
Listen. I do more than walk Tim to the ring. I handle contract negotiations. I handle all the backstage shit. So, I just don't know how much he weighs. Like, that's not. Where's the Bobby Brown? That's not my prerogative. You know what I mean?
I hear you, bro. I hear you. I completely understand. That is not. That's my prerogative.
Matt has been shook. Matt doesn't know what to do.
I've never been shook.
That's the perfect word. Shook. Well, I would say shook as fuck.
I am shook as fuck.
Shook as fuck.
Stokely's on. You just have Stokely on my 55-inch flatty right there. Timothy Thatcher's challenging me for my belt. I just won this thing. Drew Galloway pile drove me through a table before he went to NXT. This is crazy. Things are crazy.
Hey man, you have a target on your back. So this is just the beginning.
And this is why, I wanted the belts, but I knew if I got the belts, everybody was going to come after me.
And even on your own podcast. This is now the Hathaway Stokecast, not the Matt Riddle BroCast.
It's the Brockley cast, if anything.
Listen. I don't know about all that. But I got to run. But I just want to chime in and say I hope you're ready for next Saturday, bro.
I'm ready, bro. Bring it.
All right.
Stokely.
See you there.
Thanks for joining us, Stokely.
No problem. See you guys soon.
Matt,
Bro.
I guess you're not the only one who can surprise people on this podcast, huh?
Bro, you're just, you know what? I'll give you this. If I was a teacher, I'm giving you a plus, plus, plus. You're really you're doing your extra work. And, you know, it's appreciated. That was nice. That was a nice surprise.
When I don't shoot the shit with you and try to conjure headlines out of you for an hour, I'm a fucking journalist, Matt. I do my work. I talk to people.
Now I'm concerned. Now I'm like worried Tim might beat me. Like you might be talking. You got Stokely on. You're talking to the Dream Team. Maybe you've been speaking to Gabe. You know,
Gabe follows me on Twitter.
You know, like so now I don't even know. Now you know I feel like my BroCast isn't a safe place. I thought we were in the tree of trust, and
not anymore. No,
not anymore. I thought I could really open up on this thing.
There's a rumor that Goldberg will come back and face Brock Lesnar, perhaps at Survivor Series. He's playing coy right now. What do you think about Goldberg coming back?
I don't think much of it. I think he's a shitty wrestler. I never liked him. He would just charge people. He was horrible at selling. You got to realize, man, I like wrestling for wrestling. So somebody like Goldberg does not appeal to me. Like Brock Lesnar appeals to me because he's legit. Goldberg's just like a football player that doesn't know what he's doing in the ring. Me saying that's my personal opinion, my flavor. Sure. He will fill up a stadium. He will sell seats. Yeah. You know, he's been in multiple video games. He sells merch. He's over, you know. So in that sense, I think it's great. I hope he does do it. And do I think the match will be great? No. I think it'll be okay, just like their last match. And it's not.
I hated their last match.
Know? What's that?
I hated their last match. Man, that was a stinker.
Well, what do you think is going to happen this time? Like Brock Lesnar's a heavyweight that can wrestle and work. And Goldberg isn't. He's a heavyweight that can't wrestle and work. So it's like now you can only do so much.
We see the return of Goldberg on Monday, Matt. Are you pumped?
No. Like I'm not really a big Goldberg fan. Never was. Not too pumped. He's probably gonna do a feud with Brock Lesnar. I mean, I'm a fan of Brock Lesnar. You know that guy can wrestle. He can work. But like I said, their first match at Mania was
crap.
And what's changed since then? They're both older.
Been out of the ring for 12 years in Goldberg's case.
Yeah, and then they're probably going to try to tell us that, you know, Bill Goldberg's been doing MMA commentary. So now Bill Goldberg's an MMA fighter. So
he does train kickboxing quite a bit, I understand.
I've seen tape.
Yeah. What do you think of the tape?
Guy's athletic. I'm not going to take anything away from him, but like there's a difference between high level, you know. But the bottom line is he's going to put asses in seats. Bill Goldberg. People are excited. I'm not that excited, but the people are excited. They're talking. Bill Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, and I think it's money. I think it's money in the bank. I think it's going to disappoint, but I think it's money in the bank.
Bill Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, Survivor Series. I want to know your thoughts on the situation.
You know, when I first watched it, because I didn't watch it, I was wrestling at Beyond against Matt Tremont, but when I heard the news that Bill Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar in like a minute with like 2 spears and a jackhammer, I was a little offended. I'll be honest. I was a little offended. But then when I thought about it, like literally it only took like 2 minutes to think about it. And I was like, you know what? WWE probably made the best move they possibly could. Bill Goldberg can't even work a wrist, a headlock, or anything. So anything over 2 minutes, he's going to mess something up. So minute 26, 2 spears, a jackhammer. He no-sold a double leg takedown into the corner. Sounds like Bill Goldberg. You know, didn't sell anything, didn't work anything. 2 spears and a jackhammer wins. Crowd
the
was
night
crazy.
The night of, myself and Alex Palowski thought it was literally the end of the world. We thought that bombs are going to fly down, nuke us. It was all going to be it. Like, that's finally what sends Putin over the edge. Goldberg beating Brock Lesnar in a minute and a half. Kim Jong-un, that's it. That interview movie, that wasn't it. This Goldberg match was. We were done. Gave it a day. Not so bad.
Not so bad. I mean, it did kind of break the internet, broke some Twitter internets, but other than that, it was good. I think the world's still at peace.
Yeah. The ratings didn't break, though. The ratings didn't go up that much. I thought that given that situation, maybe it would cause a big spike. It wasn't. They got to 3 million viewers, but that's not a very high benchmark.
No, it's not. And this is what the UFC did, and now they're starting to come out of it, but then again, they only have so many stars, but they don't build enough stars. Instead, they just keep bringing people back and reusing old stars, you know? And WWE has a horrible time. I remember last year's Royal Rumble, who won? Triple H. The guy put now then against Triple H, but he literally put the belt on him and is like well past his prime, and then headlined WrestleMania. That's, to me, as like an up and comer and to other up and comers, that's reckless. That is a reckless move.
No, that's another thing we got to talk about. The next night, Brock Lesnar came out, or Bill Goldberg came out, put himself in the Royal Rumble. So now you got a situation where if you're talking about crowd pop, your probably two best options to win the Royal Rumble are a 46-year-old Chris Jericho and a 50-year-old Brock Lesnar. Doesn't, as you said, I think reckless is the perfect word. Like,
now, could you imagine?
It's not past them to put the title on a part-timer. They did it with Brock. They did it with Triple H. They did it with The Rock.
What they don't realize, and this is what the Royal Rumble used to do for everybody back in the day. It was that opportunity. It's the Royal Rumble. Anything can happen. You don't have to get pinned. You don't have to get submitted. It's over the top rope. Anybody can win at any second, you know? And it gave the guys that never got the opportunities before for the world title the opportunities. Now it's like, what, Bill Goldberg gets it? He's had plenty of opportunities. All these other guys have plenty of opportunities. It's time for, like, this is when, like, Dolph Ziggler wins the Royal Rumble. And you're like, holy shit, what? Or Sami Zayn wins the Royal Rumble. That will get the reaction they need, and it'll get the fans in the seats that they need and the views they need. But instead, they're going to keep trying to reuse, and recycle, and they're going to kill their product if they continue to do it.
Wow.
WWE Universal Champion Bill Goldberg.
Fuck Bill Goldberg. Yeah, you're going to bring it up. He's the Universal Champion. Everybody's been telling. I've heard this shit been brought up. I've been flipping down at the seminar. People brought it up. I'm furious. I'm furious. And, of course, Jericho came out, and he had another 30, 40-second match that was straight trash because he can't work. And all I'm saying is, originally I wanted to retire Brock Lesnar. But right now, I want to shoot on Bill Goldberg. I want to shoot on Bill Goldberg so bad. Broberg versus Bill Goldberg, 2017. After Dan Severn, I'm going after Goldberg. Fuck this guy.
Tell me what would happen in a shoot fight between Matt Riddle and Bill Goldberg.
Well, I think we all know what would happen. I would take his soul out of his body. I would just imagine a guy that just has 40-second matches all the time, and then a guy who's half his size just wraps him up and chokes him clean out in front of a crowd of like 20,000. I would take his soul. I'd slap his face and take his soul.
Why stop there? Why not in front of 60, 70,000?
Hey, I didn't even know it went that high except for WrestleMania. I don't know. I just want to beat Bill Goldberg.
Why not? Why not a WrestleMania?
I would do it at an indie show. I would do it at Progress. I would do it at Evolve. It's like, I don't care where it's at. I want to shoot on Goldberg. Calling him out. Shoot. Flow slam. Set it up. Submission under.
I had a feeling I had a feeling you would be rather passionate about this situation.
I'm, it's not only am I mad about it, but people keep bringing it up and it's making it worse. Like my cousin sent me a meme, and it was Bill Goldberg holding the title above his head, and it says, "When you feel your cousin's hate." And I was like, "You motherfucker!" I'm like, it's just people know I'm not a fan of the Bill Goldberg train, and he's getting that ultimate push again. Except for he's not even working every week 40 seconds. He's working like once a month 40 seconds, and it's making me even madder.
I'm going to get my Matt Riddle versus Goldberg headline for the week. How long would Goldberg last with you in a shoot?
In a shoot, like a legit shoot, I think he knows this, and I definitely know this. It would last probably maybe 2 minutes max. It's maximum time.
That's giving him some credit too.
He does use steroids and he does work out a lot, so I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He is probably really strong, but then I take age into consideration. I take wear and tear in consideration. I take his football career and concussions into consideration, and I think the is about 2 minutes before he falls down or I choke him out or I break his arm.
Interesting. It's Matt Riddle. Now, Matt, we got to get down to nut cutting time right here. How does it feel a year later?
I thought you weren't going to do that. I thought you weren't going to do that nut cutting time. I thought we were going to take an easy interview this time, and you're coming at me sideways already?
There were things I said I wasn't going to ask you about, but I didn't say anything about asking you about what it's like to have the second best hair on this broadcast right now.
Look, I have the second best, or you have the second best?
You have the second best, without a doubt. This is like another Elias Theodoru come to Jesus meeting for you, where you saw his hair, and now you see mine. And that was the first thing you mentioned when we saw each other face to face here.
Your hair is nice. It's got a nice curl at the end.
Yeah,
I can tell you take care of it. You comb it. You know what to do with it. But that other guy, his hair is still. There's a reason why he has sponsors.
Yeah, per plus, man.
Dude, his hair is phenomenal. Like, because my hair is pretty nice, and that's not bad hair yourself. But that dude, guy's good.
I was on a conference call a while back with one Kenny Omega, and he put you over. He put you over big time, Matt. What'd you think about that? I know you heard about it.
I mean, I'm a fan of his work. I've seen him do a couple things. And I think he's one of the greatest things in the business of wrestling today. So hearing that from him is, that's awesome. That's a stallion move. It's you don't expect somebody at that level to even know who you are, and the fact that he knew who I was and spoke highly of me was, it was awesome.
So have you ever had any interaction with him? I mean, I'm sure have you all been on any shows together at all?
I shared a locker room with him at PWG, I think last year at Bola, and it was him tagging with the Bullet Club, the Young Bucks, and they did like a 6-man tag, I think, against like Phoenix, Pentagon, and somebody else. I forget.
Phoenix is pretty awesome too.
Yeah, but he killed it last night. But that's the only time I really didn't talk to him. I don't even know if we shook hands.
Really?
He's a busy guy. I think we at least nodded. We were like,
yeah. So you're not the type of guy who walks in there and shakes everybody's hand.
Well, I'm not a real kiss ass, so I don't want Kenny Omega's here, I'm going to go up and shake his fucking hand. It's more like, if we walk by each other, I'll shake a hand. I just feel like a lot of times, and wrestling, a lot of times in wrestling, it's almost like, dude, I get it. Goodbye. Hello. Like, we shook hands 6 times already. You don't have to shake hands every time you go to the gas station. It's one of those things, But at the same time, you are showing mutual respect by shaking hands. But I think a bow or a nod is just as good as a handshake.
A bow, huh? Who have you bowed to?
Dude, I'll tell you this. When I first started wrestling, I tried the bow. And I
really?
Tried to bow. Well, because everybody's grabbing hands and shaking hands, and I'm not used to it, and nobody wants to, fist bump, whatever. I was like,
it can get messy. It can get messy. You don't know where everybody's hands have been.
Exactly. You don't know where my hands have been.
That's very
maybe
true.
I like to keep a messy hand. And, if people always trying to touch it, I feel bad. So, I tried the bow, but it doesn't work. You always have to touch.
So,
It's a rule.
when's the last time you hit somebody with a bow?
Oh, I hit bows every weekend. I hit at least 3 bows in Vancouver's Saturday.
Like, to who? Who's
What do you
worthy of the bow?
mean?
Who's worthy of the bow?
Say like you're like 10 feet away. You could make the walk to each other, but so you're like, later, bro.
Okay. Oh, like that.
Oh, you mean traditional Japanese?
Yeah.
Bow. Oh no. This is modified American bow. You know, a bro bow.
Sure.
I think do you still see me?
No, hell no, I don't see you.
No,
there we go. Now I see you. So,
but yeah, it's a bro bow. You know, it's like it's still that's the respect. There's the bow.
I mean, to be honest, when you said that, I was like, all right, pretty well established MMA fighter, Matt Riddle.
You just thought I was straight traditional.
Yeah, I was like, I was like, what kind of impression?
You know what? Sometimes I do like a half semi-traditional bow after matches to the crowd. You know, like
yeah, of course.
You know, you do that, blow some kisses. I love you guys too. Thanks for coming. If you didn't, I wouldn't have a job. I'm out.
Yes.
You know,
of course. That's the thing. They make that kind of impression. I'm like, damn, who tore it up in the ring with Riddle to make him just straight up dip down and bow his head?
Hey, I'm not saying I haven't bowed. Like I'll bow to, you know, the Suzukis and the Ishis and
Triple H.
And maybe I don't know. I don't know if I'll bow down to the game.